When we look at pendulums, you'll often see that they are compared to springs because the motion of springs and pendulums are very similar. They have very similar properties and patterns. They are not the same, and they have different driving forces. However, the similarities of motion are something that we can definitely use as a reference. If you remember, a spring oscillates going from one side to the other, bouncing around the middle equilibrium position. The maximum distance traveled from one side of the equilibrium position is known as amplitude. At amplitude, the maximum distance you are away from equilibrium, the object stops moving, but has a tremendous amount of acceleration compared to the rest of the accelerations it can have, because the force of the spring is the largest or greatest at those points of equilibrium, following Hooke's law. At the equilibrium position, there is no acceleration. The spring is at equilibrium, there is no net force, and so there is no acceleration. However, the object is moving the fastest it can throughout the course of its motion. So amplitudes are points of maximum acceleration and zero velocity, while the middle equilibrium position is no acceleration but maximum velocity. Please notice again that as this object or spring moves away from equilibrium, it is always slowing down, regardless of whether it's going up or down. And as the object or spring is approaching equilibrium, it is always speeding up, again, regardless of whether it's going up or down. For this object, it doesn't matter whether it's up or down. It only matters if it's going to or away from equilibrium position. If we observe the motion of a pendulum, we see very similar behaviors. The pendulum stops moving at the extremes of the motion, which we can see by these two lines that are drawn, and is moving fastest at the very bottom of the swing, which is in the middle. So here we have the most amount of speed, much like the purple, and here we have no motion, much like the blue and the green. So we have very similar motion. The bob slows down as it moves away from the center and speeds up as it approaches the center. So while this is not the motion of a spring, again, we do see some very similar properties. This does cause some confusion for people because then they go, well, since they're similar properties, they must be exactly the same. And that is not the case. Something can behave similarly in some circumstances, but have very different driving forces and different reasons for their behavior. One of the key differences between a pendulum and a spring is the types of accelerations that are involved. For a spring, we only have tangential acceleration. I have a tangential acceleration always driving the bob towards the equilibrium position. If I am below the equilibrium position, the acceleration drives me upwards. And if I am above equilibrium position, the acceleration drives me downward. But this is only tangential acceleration. And this can easily be found by Hooke's law in combination with Newton's second law. If I am on the horizontal surface, I see the exact same thing where I have a tangential acceleration pulling me in, always slowing me down as I move away from equilibrium, always speeding up as I approach equilibrium, and goes to zero at equilibrium. And so there are points where there is no acceleration of any kind. And that's because I only have one kind of acceleration that I'm looking at. A pendulum, however, actually experiences two kinds of accelerations. Again, if we take a look at the free body diagram, we have our bob, we have a tension force, and we have a force of gravity. That force of gravity, however, is going to be not perpendicular or parallel to the motion. That force of gravity gets broken up into two components. And so I can actually have two kinds of accelerations. I have a tangential acceleration and I'll have a radial acceleration, also known as a centripetal acceleration. So AR here stands for acceleration radial, which also means acceleration centripetal. AT is just tangential, much like the spring. Now, if you notice, at the bottom of the swing, the tangential acceleration does in fact disappear. I have no tangential acceleration at the bottom of the swing. No tangential acceleration in the middle of the motion, much like the spring right over here. So from that perspective, so to recap, if we are taking a look at the motion of a pendulum compared to a spring, we have amplitudes that are the greatest distance away from the center, both for a pendulum and for a spring. At amplitudes, there is no velocity for either one. At equilibrium position, or the center position for a pendulum, because it's not really equilibrium, it does in fact have the greatest amount of speed, or the maximum velocity. At amplitudes, farthest from the center of the motion, I have the greatest amount of tangential acceleration for both a spring and a pendulum. And that's the only thing that we can do with a spring. But for a pendulum, we must consider centripetal acceleration. And at amplitudes, there is no centripetal acceleration. However, at the middle position, while it is true there is no tangential acceleration, making me think perhaps this would be equilibrium, there is a centripetal acceleration pulling the bob towards the center of the motion, and thus there would be no equilibrium there because I have maximum centripetal acceleration in the middle of the swing. Basically, if you notice, for a pendulum, velocities and centripetal accelerations mimic one another. When one gets bigger, so does the other. Tangential acceleration and velocity do the opposites. And the same thing is true for tangential acceleration and centripetal acceleration. Because again, centripetal velocity and centripetal acceleration are related. Now, springs are in fact a simple harmonic oscillator. That's because it meets the requirements for simple harmonic motion. Some of those requirements are not only that you go back and forth repeating your motion, and that you have amplitudes where you have maximum acceleration, but also because there is one restoring force that returns you to your equilibrium position, and that your acceleration is always pointing towards equilibrium. If we look at a pendulum, however, that's not exactly the case. For starters, it doesn't have an equilibrium position. If we take a look at the acceleration vectors, we can see that the acceleration vectors don't actually point towards the center of the motion of the bob. If we take a look at this right here, we can actually see that the arrows don't point to the bottom of the swing. Only at the extremes do they do, at the amplitudes, but then the direction shifts. And since we actually have two accelerations, a tangential and a centripetal, The net acceleration vector, which would be the vector addition of a tangent with the centripetal acceleration, definitely does not point towards the center. It goes through massive changes in its direction, as well as its magnitude. Also, if you notice, the acceleration doesn't ever reach zero. At the bottom of the swing, it is purely centripetal, while at the extremes, it is purely tangential. It is fair to say that it's the greatest, the net acceleration is the largest at amplitudes, and it is the smallest at the center, but it's not zero. So this is why a pendulum can act kind of like a simple harmonic oscillator, but doesn't truly, because its properties are kind of like that of a spring, but they're not the same.